With the motor removed, it's time to finish the teardown of the bike. The plan here is to separate the front forks and wheel from the frame so that I can refinish the frame, the front forks, and the wheel. I'm working my way from the outside in here so that I can remove all the handlebar controls and take apart the harness in one piece. I have a feeling that when I start to rebuild the bike, I'm going to be needing to do quite a few modifications to the harness itself. So what I did was, prior to this project, was hide most of the additional harness behind the headlight. Luckily, removal is pretty easy. Now what I'd like to do is pull the entire harness apart, remove any superfluous wiring, and shorten it so that it's just the wiring that I need. I actually really liked the look and the ride that the drag bars gave the bike. However, with the controls hitting the tank, I'm going to need to consider a new option. So I almost forgot to take off the brake master before taking off the handlebars. As you can see it here, but it's leaking pretty bad, so hopefully I can find a replacement for it or some kind of at least upgrade. Fuse box. So I've seen it done a few times, but I'm hoping to find a way to relocate the starter switch somewhere else. So we'll look into that for the weekend. All right, harness is free. So the plan for removing the frame and getting the wheel is as follows. First, I'm going to remove the brake and then the speedometer cable, and then I'm going to remove the front axle. The hope is that the frame with the front wheel guard will just sit on the wheel axle free. Then I can just simply pick up the frame and the wheel will stay in the clamp. Okay, so it looks like the axle's coming out pretty easily, and for the moment of truth, so far so good. So at this point the frame is sitting on the mudguard, which is sitting on the wheel. Here goes. I'd call that successful. And now the last step is to remove the front forks from the frame. Then I can move on to refinishing the frame and the forks separately. for some reason I had a little bit of trouble removing the left headlight support. So I'm going to take a look at that at a future date. Since I had a little daylight left and plenty of time to continue working, I decided to move on to something that I would think is the least favorite part of any project: removing a tire from one of the wheels. Yay. Okay, so what I'm doing here is using my clamps to break the bead. As you can see, I've already got the valve stem removed. The clamps are basically just centered on the tire. And once the bead's broken, it'll be much easier to get the tire loose. And a little Windex, just to lubricate the rubber a little bit, make this a little easier. So as you can see, alright, for the other side of the wheel, we're going to do the same thing. Crank these clamps down, bust the bead loose. Use a little Windex to like lubricant. As it would just so happen, I don't have any rim guards, so I went ahead and just used cardboard to protect the rim and a couple pry bars to break the tire loose. Alright. With the wheels and tires separated, I think it's time to call it a day. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.